right, y'all, come on. Put your seatbelts on, baby. Put them on. Because it's going to be that type of show today, baby. I'm ready to take you on a ride. My single ladies, ooh. Now, listen, I know y'all listening to me on the radio. I know this, FM 104, AM 1240. But y'all want to see this eye candy up in this studio. I'm so glad I got a husband. But I know a lot of y'all ladies out there ain't goddamn boo. And what kind of man would you want is a chiropractor? Oh my God. You ain't felt a massage, so you get a chiropractor to do your massage. Y'all, he over here laughing, right? But I'm telling y'all, today's show is going to be amazing. You know who I am, right? Don't get it twisted. There's only one, the Telisa Franklin, boo. Don't get it twisted. Only way you can hear this good old radio. But I'm telling y'all, on today, I am so super excited because this week we're focusing on black men working, right? And I'm telling y'all, he ain't just working, y'all. He working, baby. He probably got some zeros behind his name. Single ladies, now there's going to be some requirements, so don't you be looking. Okay, y'all, I was so acting a fool. Oh, look, my ladies, I'm looking at y'all on Facebook. I'm looking. Now, if y'all not watching me on Facebook, what's wrong with you? Telisa Franklin, yes, is my name. And I am the proud host of the Telisa Franklin Show. Well, it's time to get serious, y'all, because, you know, there is a serious part of me, even though I love to have fun. But I am a woman that I believe that last week we celebrated women, and this week, y'all, we're going to celebrate amazing men. And I'm super duper today, y'all, because not only I have one man in the studio, I got two men in the studio. Ooh, wait, I feel like Oreo cookie. So let's go and get this thing started, baby. So on this morning, y'all, we have the proud, amazing doctor, y'all. He ain't just by his degree. He went to school for this degree. Dr. Jason Cannon. Who is Dr. Jason Cannon? He is the proud leader of CannonChiropractic.com. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm great. Excited to be here.
Well, baby, I am super excited to have you here on the Telisa Franklin Show. And first and foremost, I'm excited to see a black man doing amazing things in our community.
It's a lot of us out here. It is way more than we see. So I'm happy that you're highlighting us because it's not out of the norm as we think. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great thing, but we don't get spotlighted or highlighted nearly as much as we should.
Absolutely.
And the more we can see us, somebody looks like us doing certain things, then it tells us it's capable.
Absolutely. And for me, for young black men, they're able to see a doctor like yourself and say, I can be a doctor too. Because sometimes the world and some of our media counterparts, they only show us a black man in a bad light, right? And so on this show this morning and all week, we want to show and highlight amazing black men. Because you guys are doing amazing things. And you're not just doing amazing things, you're doing like super amazing things, right? Because you all that need a chiropractor, this man ain't just in one place, baby. He got a trinity. He in Shelby County, Tipton County, and Haywood County. So let's talk about, how did you begin this career, this life as a chiropractor?
Great. So, man, I grew up in a household with a medical household, healthcare household. So my dad was a medical doctor. He was an internal medicine doc. So I grew up around healthcare and was good at school. I was pretty good at school.
Yeah.
So I liked science. But what happened, I grew up with headaches, bad headaches. So both of my grandparents are farmers. They're from Haywood County. And I would go out there in the summertime, and my grandfather would use BC powder.
Yes,
right?
I took one yesterday.
Yes. All right, let me tell you, I'm about to help you though.
Help me, baby, help me. Because I sure took one yesterday.
People in the South, you know, we use BC powder. So I was taking BC powder from age 10, off and on for headaches, till I was about 19. And even though my dad was a doctor, you get sick, you go to mom. Mom give me the BC.
Yeah.
Then I got old enough where I would get my own. Ended up at 19 at the University of Memphis. Middle of the night, woke up with this sharp pain in my stomach. Now then you call Dad. I'm like, Doc. I called him. I said, man, I think I got stomach cancer. He said,
dang, you went to the
I went bad. He said, get off the internet. You don't have stomach cancer. Let's get you looked at. So I went to a gastroenterologist. And the first thing he asked me, he said, do you take any medicine? And I said, no. I take vitamins. And I said, well, I'll take BC, but no real medicine. And he shook his head. He said, you got an ulcer. he said, and the BC powder ate up your stomach lining. And I'm like, what? I'm like, it's over the counter. I'm just, you could just grab them.
Yeah.
He said, no, you can't take them anymore. I said, well, what am I going to do about my headaches? I don't know what to tell you, but you can't take any more BC powder. So my dad referred me to a chiropractor for my headaches.
Right.
So, and my headaches went away. And that's when I was like, oh, this is, all this time I've been taking this medicine, and it's just, the headache would go away, but come back 2-3 days. Headache go away, come back 2-3 days. And then the side effect was the ulcer I ended up getting. So I went to the chiropractor, shadowed them, and man, changed my major. I was like, this is an awesome profession. And when he explained to me how the body actually heals itself in most instances. A simple thing as, if you get a cut on your arm, the skin is going to grow back.
Exactly.
The blood is going to clot, the skin grows back. You don't have anything to do with that. How does it happen? Innate ability, your body's ability to heal on its own. It's the way God designed us. It's, hey, she's cut, and all these processes start to happen, but it happens through your central nervous system, which is getting a little technical, but that's your brain and your spinal nerves. That's how your body communicates. Both of us are sitting here right now, your heart is beating. If we had to think about every second, man, I need to make sure my heart beats next second, we forget it.
Yeah.
The body does it on its own.
Okay.
So when you look at chiropractic, what we do is, if that nervous system is your communication highway on how your body functions in all aspects, if we can keep that area free of any kind of dysfunction, interference, your body's at a better state to heal. So what happened with my headaches, I went into the chiropractor, he took an x-ray, and he showed me, he said, this part of your neck is not in proper alignment. It's affecting the nerves that control or can cause headaches. So he started adjusting my neck. Headaches went away, and they stayed away.
Wow.
I may get a headache twice a year, where I was dealing with headaches 2-3 times a week from age 10 to up into my 19, 20 years of age. And I was doing the conventional thing, take a pill, Tylenol. And I remember my dad, and he was really into natural, holistic things, even though he was an internal medicine doc. He said, Jason, you're not getting a headache because your body's low on Tylenol. It's a reason you're getting a headache. And that's how he would think through the process. So the chiropractic way of treating people are getting to the root cause of the problem, as opposed to it. Sometimes medicine, particularly when it comes to pain, we just mask it. My back is hurting. Okay, take this Lortabs. Wait a minute, do I need Lortabs? I know it feels good when I take it, but is my back hurting because I'm low on Lortab? No. So how do we fix the problem? What's causing this nerve or this muscle to hurt? And that's what we do when you come in our office, and we do a full assessment, see about your history, do an exam, some x-rays. And to surprise, I like to tell people how we do it in our office. Your first visit, you're not getting any adjustments, which is basically the treatment where we remove the interference to your nervous system or realign your spine, right? That first visit is strictly history, exam, x-ray, so we can figure out what all's causing this.
Right.
That second visit, we're going to sit you down, educate you on what we found and how the body functions. Then we get you treatment. Because we are really big on educating you, so you know exactly why you're getting what you're getting, and if it's right for you, and if it's something that's outside our scope, we'll refer you out.
Right.
But for the most part, you got to think about it. I'm 44. So we can put that out to the ladies.
44 ladies, 44, black man working. He's a doctor too. He got some zeros behind his, but you need to bring some too, Haunted. I don't want y'all, look ladies, don't be trying to get him. If you don't know the salad fork from the dinner fork, need not apply. Next, come on.
This threw me so off. She killed me. I'm like, what was I saying? All right, so
realign your first appointment.
Second appointment, we go.
You did it though. You did.
I did. I told you, I went off. I went left.
Yeah.
Second appointment, we go over everything with, show you exactly the treatment plan. So we're really big on educating the patient. Okay. And it's all about prevention. All right. So once we get you out of pain and you're functioning, then we look at a model of how do we maintain this. Because I'm not going to stop you from doing housework and having a job and stress in your life from kids. All the stuff that brought you into me, you're going to still have. But how do we go forward maintain a level of comfort and mobility that you don't get back to where you were? Right. Because that's the thing that a lot of people may hear is like, when you go to chiropractic, you got to keep going. I heard you start, you got to keep going. No, not necessarily. But this is the thing you think about. When you go to the dentist and they clean your teeth, do you ever leave the dentist and they say, we won't see you ever again? Never. And then you think of that as strange when you know you're coming back in 6 months. Right. No, you know you're flossing and you're brushing, you know things build up and you need to go and get maintenance. So with your back and your spine and your body, we're all on the computers looking down, we're driving, we have falls, we're picking up groceries. Would we not need maintenance?
Absolutely. Maintenance ladies, maintenance men. Now, I need you to go ahead and drop your contact information right now. Now, y'all ladies, don't be calling him. Let me tell you, don't be calling him for the hookups. We're going to do that later. But right now, you need to get hooked up on your back and your headaches, because there's so many ladies, and all playing aside, Doc, there's so many of us, we deal with headaches of just regular, we feel like it's stress. And I know, like, even yesterday, I got a headache, and the first thing I immediately did at my workstation, and I know this is bad because I have a lot of women in one of my businesses, right? At the workstation, we have a general place where we keep a box of BCs. I know. I believe we'll say we finna pop a BC.
Because it works so fast.
It works so fast.
You know, for what it does, it masks that pain.
It did.
Your stress is still there. The problem is still there on the nerve. It's causing that headache. You're just not feeling it. And I tell people, think of it like this. That check engine light on your car comes on and you're driving. And you reach over and you take a piece of black tape and you just cover it up and keep driving. That's what you just did with the BC.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem later on down the road.
So how do we fix the problem? I tell you, so at church, you know when you're doing communion at church? So I was one of the guys to do communion. I would keep a stash of BC powder back with the grape juice. Back when we get ready to fill it up in the morning, I had a stash. It was that bad. So I know exactly where you're coming from.
And, you know, and so ladies, do yourself a favor. Don't be saying that I don't need to go. We're going to talk about billing, and I'm sure it's affordable. We're going to dig in that. But let me tell you something. There is nothing like walking around without a headache. Because early on in my life, I dealt with migraines really, really bad, right? And it was like I couldn't take light. I couldn't take, I was sensitive to noise, and it was so many issues. It was because I just couldn't handle it, and then go to a doctor, and they gave me something else for it, but only if I would have known that I could have came to a chiropractor, and it was probably some alignment or some issues, because I was always hurting right back in the back of my neck.
You didn't make the connection. Who would, right?
Yeah.
If you don't look
especially in our culture.
Yes. Well, yeah. But even in other cultures, when it comes to chiropractic, because it's not something that you grew up hearing about as far as, because where do we get most of our information from? TV.
Exactly.
Every third TV commercial is a pharmaceutical commercial. Now think about that. We watch so much TV, and every third commercial is saying, hey, take this, take this, take that. And then at the end, on the bottom of the screen, you see these little, caveats. May cause this, may cause that. And it's real small.
Absolutely.
So if that's all we taught, then the first thing we think of, it must be something wrong with me. I must need this to feel better, as opposed to how do I remove the issue that's causing it, and then my body can function and heal on its own.
And because many of us, when we see those commercials, we don't read, because I'm a face of a commercial here in the city, right? And it plainly says my name is Julie. But I get calls all throughout the day and say, Telisa, what you doing? I'm like, dude, sis, did you read? That's Julie. Julie ain't been. Julie was in the hospital because Julie got paid. Yeah. Telisa ain't been in nobody's hospital, right? And so we got to make sure we as a culture read and understand that what we're putting. I tell our young people at church, what you see and what you say. You got to understand what we see and what we say. We see all these pharmacies. We see that we can take a pill to get rid of it. And we say that, we're just going to go to the doctor and we're only going to get a pill for it. But how about saying, what can we do naturally to realign our body for the maintenance that we need, right?
Exactly.
So, y'all, we're going to go to a break. Go ahead and give me the contact, the website, the book right now.
Let's go to CannonChiropractic.com. That's a tough word to spell sometimes. The Shelby County office phone number is 901-746-8745. But if you go to the website, all the locations are listed.
All right, y'all, go to the website so you can go ahead and book your appointment. We're going to dive deeper with Dr. And as you know and as you've heard, he's very knowledgeable. He's a doctor that knows his stuff. He has a powerful team of other doctors that's really ready to get your maintenance, to get you aligned, so that many of us that has one of the biggest things is, of course, our headaches. But we're even going to talk about just physical stuff. There's some people that maybe have sprained themselves, wasn't a car accident. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff this morning, okay? Keep it locked right here to your girl, Telisa Franklin, right here on The Telisa Franklin Show on The Trend. Oh, yes. Y'all know what time it is. It is time to continue to enjoy the Telisa Franklin Show, baby. When I tell you today's show is, as the young folks say, lit, baby. Today is a lit show, y'all. It's a hot show. It's a hot show. Why? Because we have a hot chiropractor in the office with me today. Yes. So let me tell you, we were talking so much with Dr. Jason, y'all, of Cannon Chiropractic, that's doing an amazing service in 3 counties. And we was talking about the headaches, but there are so many other people that is dealing with, maybe they were maybe in a car accident, or maybe they had some falls, or maybe they broke something down the line, and they say, well, every time it rains, I hurt. So let's kind of talk, what should they do and why they should come to you.
Got you. So even one of those things, like you said, every time it rains, it hurts. And some older people can tell you when it's about to rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that comes from previous injury. And it could be a small injury at the time that when it's not healed or it's not treated correctly, you're going to start to develop arthritis. So you can have a stumble or a fall, particularly, we say most trauma happened as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You think about this even, childbirth, that process. Is that easy?
Absolutely.
So from the mom and the babe. So I got one son, 9-year-old Dallas, who is my world.
Yeah.
But you sitting in the room, you see like, whoa, pops out, he tugging, pulling, and they're tough. Little babies are tough, but I mean, it's rough. And if you think about it, the way we have done it in Western society, the mom is laying down, right? What was the really proper way to deal childbirth? They squat. Women squat. If you still go back to like third world countries in Africa, you squat and you're holding that position and gravity helps the baby come. But for us, hey, mom needs to be comfortable. Give me a bed, mom is up, legs are up, and we're having to push more and we're tugging and pulling. So even that situation isn't natural the way it first should have been, but that's the first trauma. Now, not like it's a negative trauma, but it's still trauma.
Okay.
Then you think about when a baby starts to what? Walk. How many times does a baby fall when they learn how to walk?
Well,
a lot.
A lot.
Now, we know it's normal. They gotta fall. Head big at that age, bigger than most of the body.
Yeah.
Trauma. Not the fact that it's like this baby's like, oh, my back is broke. But it's stress and trauma to those joints. So you build that up, and then all of a sudden dad starts to teach you how to ride a bike. How many falls and crashes you take? Boom. And then they get in soccer and basketball and football. So all this trauma as a kid, which is normal stuff we do, but the side effect of it is, or the difference with trauma with the spine with daily activities, we're not getting it treated. So even though your kid is playing sports and they're getting this trauma, for the most part, we don't think, hey, I need to address that. But for like, say, the dental, with the teeth, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, we know, get them to the dentist. You need to start brushing his teeth. You need to start going every 6 months.
Right.
So as that part, we're understanding how to manage when it comes to spinal health and wellness. We hadn't been educated on that. And that's on the chiropractors and us to really talk about that. So then when a kid is basically, you don't want to wait until they become an adult to get them care. You wouldn't wait until your kid is 18 before you say, let's get your teeth checked out. It would just feel like the worst mom or dad ever. So we treat a lot of kids from the jump. My earliest patient has been 2 days old. You're adjusting them or you're treating them totally different than an adult. My oldest patient is 102 years old.
Wow.
And so it's always a way to treat a patient and remove interference to that spine and help that mobility maintain. Now, the thing to mention, that lady who's 102 was going to the chiropractor 60 some odd years, almost 70 years she's been going to the chiropractor.
Wow.
And when I say 102, gets around, it was awesome. She passed away last year, but gets around, awesome, clear mind, had stories, all her kids, babies, everything went to the chiropractor. She came from a chiropractic family, so
she knew the importance.
She knew the importance, but still came to me probably the last 8 years. And she would come once a month faithfully.
Wow.
Once a month faithfully. Get on that table, and we adjust her, and it's different ways you adjust the person. You got instrument adjustments, what's called low force technique, that you barely feel, that moves that interference or moves that vertebra back in line. Then that nerve is free, like we talked about. If everything communicates through my spinal nerves, I want them to be free.
Right.
You know, and then we focus a lot on sports or athletes also, because with them, it's about function and injury prevention. You don't wait till they get hurt. Hey, if I'm in the NFL and I'm making millions based on what I can do on this field,
I need to stay right.
I need to stay right. So if you look at every NFL, NBA team has a chiropractor. Why? So if the big dogs, these multi-millionaires have chiropractors on staff, why would you be like, oh, I don't think I need to do that. I heard something. I'm scared about it. They don't play with the millionaires. They don't play with those NBA and NFL guys. They're going to get what has been proven to be safe and effective. So with our sports athletes, we look at, give you an example. So a quarterback, to throw your arm, to be able to throw a ball, bring it back to the brothers, basketball.
Yeah.
To be able to shoot a jump shot, you have to think about throwing that ball in the hoop. That goes from your brain, down your spine, your neck, into your arms. And then that muscle in your arms makes that action go.
Mm-hmm.
So if my alignment is off anywhere between that brain into my arm, I'm still shooting the ball, but is it 100% accurate? Is it as fast? That could be the difference in me hitting that basket or not.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting those adjustments to increase performance. Because, hey, I don't want any interference to this system.
Right.
And then you think of it, injury prevention. If my alignment is off, I could have made this same basketball move a million times, but this time I pulled something because my alignment was off. I didn't realize it because you don't realize it a lot of times, but one muscle is tighter than the other because the alignment is off and it sets you up for injury. Same thing. You don't want that as an athlete.
Right.
So we look at performance, increasing performance, also injury prevention. So if your kids are in sports at all, they need to get a spinal checkup. Because with me, when we tell you about the story with my headaches, so if you see my x-ray, I have a big S-curve in my spine. So scoliosis pretty much. Never knew it. Played sports, had no back pain, didn't stop me. You go and get those little school physicals, they just tell you bend over and cough. It's not really efficient.
Oh, really?
They don't shoot an x-ray. So I didn't get the x-ray to see that my spine was like that until I went to the chiropractor when I had the headaches at 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so with all that, I know some people are afraid with COVID, but you guys all know that I took my best shot. I am fully vaccinated. Yes, I took my best shot. Thank you, Mary Strickland. Thank you, City of Memphis, because I took my best shot. That's just my little promo for the City of Memphis. I took my best shot, y'all. I took my best shot. So for many people that is concerned about how your office handling COVID because you guys are hands-on. So tell me some of your safety measures, your practices that you guys are doing.
Always. So utmost patient care is top of the list, right? We have to make sure everybody's safe. And to kind of prove that to you, so we're essential. So we never had to shut down. So even where you had some other professionals, other healthcare professionals, like at one point, I think dental, unless you were having an emergency procedure, the dentist had to shut down. Chiropractic never had to shut down. And a couple reasons for that is when COVID first hit, so the ERs, urgent cares, are getting hit. They're extra busy with people going in, wanting to get tested, or having these symptoms. So then your neck, back pain, and other issues, they don't want them in the ER with all these COVID patients. We got to keep the chiropractors open so they can go to the chiropractor. And then we had a lot of firemen and EMTs that were just stressed because they were dealing with all this stuff. Police officers. Remember back in February and March of last year, we didn't really even understand what was going on.
No,
we didn't know if you could look at somebody and get it, touch the doorknob. You know?
We were all paranoid, wearing gloves, masks, shields.
So what we did is we took temperatures, everybody's masked up, and you got to think of it. Now that we know even more, and we would always keep the office clean. We're changing face papers and wiping down tables after every patient, right? But we're in a kind of like a semi-open setting, so you're not in this closed room. So the table is out in everywhere. No one can see you, but you're not in a closed room.
Okay.
It's behind like a half wall. So the adjustment only takes 3-5 minutes. So you're not stuck in a room with somebody breathing close, and the doctors has a mask, patients has a mask. So the risk of transmission is just super low because it's in and out. Boom. The longest time you're in the office is when you're doing your exams.
That's amazing, because I literally thought you may be in there a long time.
No.
And so to you busy professionals and busy people like myself, we don't need an excuse anymore to say that we can't go to the chiropractor, because I know I have made that excuse. Like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
No, and we run an efficient ship. So my goal as a business owner, I started practicing 2003, so I'm not really new to it.
Yeah.
Is to be the Chick-fil-A of chiropractic.
Yeah.
Customer service. But if you're coming, and it's a repetitive thing at times because it takes time to retrain that spine. Think about braces. You put braces on your teeth and they tighten, and they tighten. And then at the end, they come off and you wear a retainer. But did they straighten all your teeth in that first visit?
No.
No. So it's time, right? So when you're getting adjusted and we're realigning that spine and make sure those muscles are balanced, it takes a few visits, right? So if you're coming in 2 times a week or 3 times a week, I cannot have you in that 30 or 45 minutes. It's just not how people operate now. People got to get in and out. So the system is your adjustment only takes 3 to 5 minutes.
Wow.
And you're in and out the door. So you have, yes, no excuse on time. We're open late nights. Tuesdays and Thursdays we're open to 7 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays to 6 p.m. And then we're open every Saturday, 8 to 11:30.
Love it. So make sure you all go ahead and jot this down. Listen, the Chick-fil-A of chiropractor. My pleasure. So everybody, sisters, get your mama, because you know mama been saying she her back been hurt. Go let this young man rub on her and she gonna come back to life.
So let me
I'm sorry. Jason done walked in, y'all. I got to do better. I got to do better. Jason had to say it, brother. He had to say it, brother.
He came back. I appreciate it.
Because he knew let me go ahead and stop her because she finna go way out. Let me tell you, I'm making y'all laugh, but I'm making y'all think. I need to call Dr. Jackson and make sure, Jason, I'm saying Dr. Jackson. Oh, sorry, Miss Jackson. But Dr. Don't mess up. Y'all call this mic. 2 minutes. Hey, y'all are listening to one of the amazing, funny, all about self shows you can hear on the radio. Because let me tell you something, we have learned how to be the best us that we can be because everybody else is already taken. You know, the doctor's already taken with himself, but he can't get taken with a woman in a minute. Let's go to break, Jason, before I start.
In the midst of all you're going through, just trust in God and He'll fight for you. Just call His name, He's right on time. He's never lost, you'll be just fine. He conquered the grave and defeated sin. He'll never lose, He'll always win. He's the undisputed champion. Every battle he ever fought, he won. With him we always win. He conquered the grave and defeated sin. We can always count on him. He'll never leave you, no. Just stop stressing. Yeah.